Hello, y'all. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a time period right before the founding of Rome, and we talked about the Aeneid a little bit last time. How's the journeys and adventures of Aeneas and his fellow Trojans until he was finally able to reach Italy and begin a new life there. And the Aeneid kind of concludes with him defeating one of his arch rivals there in Italy, a fellow named Turnus. Um, and after Aeneas defeats Turnus, he marries Lavinia, and Lavinia is the daughter of a local king named Latinus, where we get the word Latin. And Lavinia gives her name to the new city that Aeneas establishes, or he names it after her, and it is called Lavinium. Okay, so now Aeneas's son, Ascanius, once he grows up a little bit more, the town of Lavinium is doing very well. It really flourishes and starts to thrive. And Ascanius wants to kind of start his own colony, I guess you could say. So he travels not too far away, but just a little ways away, and establishes a colony of Lavinium in the Alban Hills. All right, and the name of this colony is called Elba Longa. It's kind of on a ridge line. It's kind of long and drawn out. So Elba Longa is the name of the colony that he establishes, and this colony is kind of where you're going to get some kind of the kingship, I guess you could say, is perpetuated from Aeneas. So Ascanius is kind of the first of what are known as the Alban kings. And there are for about the Alban kings rule for about 400 years or so before we get the foundation of Rome. And there are obviously quite a few kings at this point, or during this time period, and we don't know a whole lot about them, and this is still all kind of considered mythology. Some of these characters, some of the Alban kings, may have actually existed, but we don't know. We don't know a lot of details. There are some little stories here and there about, like one of them drowning while trying to cross the Tiber. His name was Tiberinus, so he kind of gave his name to the Tiber River. And there's some other little stories here and there. I think one got struck by lightning. So some fun little things, but we don't know a whole lot about them. Now, near the end of the Alban kings, there are two brothers, Numitor and Amulius. Numitor is the elder of the two brothers. Amulius is the younger. And Numitor is the one that's going to be kind of next in line to be the king of Elba Longa. But his brother, Amulius, is rather greedy and overthrows him and kind of banishes him, or at least drives him away. And Amulius also kills Numitor's sons, and then he makes Numitor's daughter, Rhea Silvia, he makes her a Vestal Virgin. Now, Vestal Virgin means she's a priestess to the goddess Vesta. And Vesta is the goddess of the hearth and home, and she'd be very, very important and dear to the hearts of the Romans. In Rome, they had a temple to Vesta, and they had a flame that was burning continually in that temple that was like a symbol of Rome itself. So the Romans were being a Vestal was a great honor, but obviously being a Vestal virgin, she was not allowed to marry, at least not during the years she could bear children. And anyway, Rhea Silvia gets pregnant, which is a huge no-no, and Amulius throws her in prison, and he takes she has twin sons. He takes these twin sons and tells some people to go throw them in the Tiber River. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Rhea Silvia claims that the father was Mars. Now, so that kind of gives an interesting take on these two boys. Now, these two boys, of course, are going to be Romulus and Remus. So Romulus and Remus, the king orders them to be, killed in the Tiber. Now, the Tiber, apparently at that time had really kind of swollen its banks. So the guys that were hired to go kill Romulus and Remus don't really succeed. They kind of leave them on the banks of the Tiber, and the Romulus and Remus don't die. They are instead found by a she-wolf. And this she-wolf takes Romulus and Remus in to her maternal care. Great for Mother's Day, right, guys? This she-wolf becomes their adopted mother. And she kind of takes care of them, at least for a little while, until they are found by a local shepherd. And this shepherd has one of the best names ever. This guy's named Faustulus. All right, so Faustulus, a fantastic name. For those of you that are looking for goldfish names, Faustulus should be near the top of your list. All right, so Faustulus finds the boys, raises them as his own, and eventually, as the boys grow up, Romulus and Remus grow up, they have a kind of a noble air, a noble character about them, and eventually they discover their true identity as sons of the rightful king, Numitor. And Romulus and Remus overthrow their evil uncle Amulius, and then reinstate Numitor, their grandfather, reinstate him as the rightful king. All right. Then, of course, Numitor eventually dies. Romulus and Remus, as you know, they go off to found a city, and there are a couple different tales about the kind of foundation of Rome, but the long and short of it is Remus comes away dead. There are some accounts that say that Romulus killed him after he kind of after Remus mocked Romulus as he was kind of plowing some furrows and trying to set up a wall for the city and all that stuff. So Romulus, in anger, just killed him. There's another account, though, that Romulus's followers kind of killed him in a little bit of a skirmish after they had seen an omen that both sides, Romulus interpreted it one way, Remus interpreted it the other way. So anyway, the long and short, though, Remus comes away dead, and Romulus is the lone survivor, and Romulus becomes the legendary founder of Rome, and Rome bears its name from Romulus. Okay, so that's just a really quick, brief overview of approximately 400 years-ish. So you've got the Alban kings rule, and then eventually from them you get Romulus, who will become the first king of Rome. Okay, and the dates, the legendary founding of Rome, the date for that is 753 BC. Okay, so just to kind of put that in a little bit of a historical perspective. Okay, now once again, all these little stories and so forth, as far as history goes, we're not sure how much of it actually occurred this way, just because the accounts we have are so much after the fact. It's you can't really say for certain. But these are just some of the little stories. If you have any questions on the stories, again, this is just a very quick overview. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to let me know. I hope you guys have a fabulous Monday, and I love you all, and I'll talk to you later.